Hi everyone, I hope you're all okay. So this is my little series, Tara's Teaching Tips, where I try and help you with any of your worries or questions that you may have if you're a trainee or an NQT to be like myself. So it's just me here trying to kind of talk through any experiences that I've had that may help you, things that I've done that have helped me in my training year, and then the kind of things that I'm doing at the moment to help me prepare for my NQT year. So I hope that some of this is helpful for you. So I'm going to start with the NQT to be questions first. So Miss R teaching journey has said, what do I need to prepare and do before September? So I think a lot of us are wondering this at the moment, all kind of panicking. What do I need to be doing at the moment? How am I going to prepare? How am I going to be ready? So I have spoken about this in one of my previous videos because I have had a lot of questions about it. I'll make sure I put a link to that video in this for you so you can go and have a look at that, because I think I went into a bit more detail about what I'm doing at the moment that might help you. But I would say mainly just talk to your school and ask them to maybe compile a list or to try and think of the main things that you need to be getting on with now and maybe stuff nearer September. I'm also trying to put together a list myself that might help us all. So I've asked some of my friends that are already teachers, I've asked my school for some ideas, and then I'm also probably going to ask on Instagram and see if the more experienced teachers can advise us all as to what we need to be doing to prepare. So yeah, hopefully I'll try and get that list up soon and try and gather lots of helpful tips for that. But I would say, yeah, the main thing is speak to your school. And then a top few things that I've just written down here, the main things are probably quite obvious. But displays, so plan out your classroom, think about how you're going to do your displays, and then go in probably over the summer to try and do them. Find out everything you can about the children in your class. So probably have a meeting with their previous teacher and with your mentor. Look into the children that have got any special educational needs. So, it might be worth looking up kind of the best ways to support them, and obviously talk to your Senko as well and their previous teacher about how you can do that. Look at the policies. They're probably on the school website, or you could ask your school for them. So just make sure you're clued up on everything like that. I then also put together a question prompt sheet that it's on my TES, it's on my Instagram, so I'll make sure that I link that as well, because that's just helpful in trying to think of the kind of questions you need to be asking when you're going into your school and meeting your mentor or the previous teacher. So yeah, I hope those things help, but mainly go and look at my video that I will link in this, because that's where I explain things a lot more. So Miss Kuxera, I'm sorry if I've said your name wrong, has said, where to even begin with planning? And I feel exactly the same at the moment. I guess because our placements were quite short and we, didn't get the full experience for our training, it's kind of difficult to know where to begin now, ready for September. So I've written down a few ideas. I've asked some teachers as well, some of my friends, to help me answer this question too. So hopefully this can help you. First thing is, get any previous planning you can from your school. So maybe from the teacher before, getting a whole year overview would be really helpful as well, just to kind of map out the whole year. Find out what schemes of work your school uses, get your logins and things for that sorted, so that you've got everything ready so you can start planning from those schemes and kind of ideas that the school has. Find out if the school has any particular layouts for sort of the PowerPoints or the worksheets, anything like that, so that you're kind of, when you start planning, you're doing it exactly how your school want you to do it. Speak to your team or your phase, whoever you're kind of working with in terms of planning, and see if you can maybe meet over the summer, because you're not alone. I mean, I'm in a one form entry school, but I know that I'm going to be working with the year 6 teacher to help me with my planning. So yeah, there'll definitely be other people that are there to help you with your planning. So don't panic too much, because you will get a lot of support. What I'm planning on doing is trying to map out medium-term plans until maybe Christmas or half term. I'm not really sure. I'm going to talk to my school. But then in terms of short-term planning, I want to get the first 2 weeks mapped out exactly, so I know exactly what I'm doing for those first 2 weeks in September. So yeah, I'm trying to think about doing that over the summer. In terms of planning for your first week of school, Jen, Good Morning Miss Foster, has done lots of CPD. She's done lives on this. She's got lots of resources to help with it. by the time this video goes up, I will have a 10% off code for her online courses, and one of them is about planning for your first week going back to school. So just get in touch with me if you would like that code, because I think that course is going to be really, really helpful, especially for us NQTs. So moving on to the trainee to be questions now. This fits in quite nicely because it's about planning. So Mrs. Patel has said that she's worried about planning lessons in her training. What I would say is that your mentor initially has to support you a lot with your planning. So when you start, they will give you ideas, they will give you resources, and will basically guide you through the planning process. So you'll be eased in. It won't be a big shock, and you'll be kind of taught how the school that you're in will want you to do your planning. Observing lessons is also really vital with helping with your planning. So you'll observe your mentor several times before you actually then go forward and plan and teach a lesson yourself. So take everything you can from the structure of their lesson and the kind of the questioning that they're doing, the kind of activities they're laying out. Take everything you can from your observations, because that will help you to inform your own planning. Ask to see previous planning, kind of look at the topic that they're doing and find out what they already know, what's going to happen next. Everything like that will help you with your own planning. Uni will also, or your provider will give you a planning kind of template, a pro forma. So then that will guide you in helping you kind of know how to structure your lessons. So like a general lesson would be a starter, kind of intro, your main teaching, then the activity that will follow, and then ending with a plenary. So that's kind of a basic lesson layout, and then your uni pro forma should kind of lay it out similar to that. Also, your schools will probably have schemes of work, so it's not necessarily going to be used planning everything from scratch. So just make sure that you're aware of what kind of programs they use, you're able to use those resources as well, because that will just really help you to kind of speed up the process of planning and give you some kind of structure and basis to go by. Yeah, and that will just generally reduce your workload, which is great. So next, Teaching Journey X has said that they are going into year 6 for their final placement and are scared about subject knowledge. So I can relate to this. I know exactly what you mean. I had year 5 on my placement, and then I've got them in my NQT year. But I would say the first thing is to do some SATs papers. So have a go at them, and then that kind of helps you to find the gaps that are in your knowledge. So go through and mark them and just kind of see what things you're slipping up on or not sure about, and then go from there with your kind of revision and things for subject knowledge. This grammar book has saved my life this year. Really, really helpful. So I would recommend getting this. I've done some posts and I've kind of talked about it in that, so I'll make sure that I link that in this video. But yeah, grammar's kind of a big thing in year 6, so that might be one to look at. Also, in terms of maths, this book's really helpful. Obviously it's actually aimed at key stage 2 children, so it's kind of lays everything out really simply, explains everything really clearly, so that's actually very, very helpful for maths. So I've actually done some posts on kind of the books that I recommend for subject knowledge, and then also some CPD courses as well that could be useful, so I'll put all links to them in this video, so hopefully some of them could help you with that. But generally, you just need to be one step ahead of the children. It doesn't matter if you don't know everything, you're not going to know everything. But yeah, just the main thing is to be confident, and if you're not sure about something, just say, well, let's look that up together, or oh, well, I'll get back to you on that. It's not the end of the world if you don't know all of the answers, and that's really good to show them as well, because they'll appreciate that no one knows everything, so it's fine. So the next one was from Cara Wellcoat, and she has said, less placements due to COVID leaves me inexperienced as a teacher. So yeah, that is a worry, and I feel exactly the same going into my NQT year, so I completely understand that, yeah, maybe the next year missing placements as well is going to be a bit of a worry, and it may be that you feel less experienced. I missed my main placement, which would have been 8 weeks long, so that's quite a big chunk of my training that I have missed. However, to combat that, to try and make myself feel a little bit better, I've done lots of CPD, done lots of reading. I'm starting a new series on my Instagram where I'm going to be posting book reviews of the CPD books that I've been reading. So I've done one already, so I'll make sure to link that in this video. But also, yeah, just try and do as many courses as you can. Like I've just said, I've done some posts on them, so make sure to look at them. Jen, Good Morning Miss Foster, like I said, has done so many lives that are really, really helpful and amazing CPD. Again, if you want to go on some of her courses that just look absolutely amazing, so helpful, then let me know, because I will have a 10% off code for you to use. But yeah, kind of what I'm thinking in my NQT year is that I just need to do a lot of observations. I need to go out and see lots of different teachers within my school, in different schools, just so I can get more ideas and kind of more experiences watching other people teach. But yeah, and also in your NQT year, you've just got to ask loads of questions. Like I've already asked loads and I'm probably annoying everyone at school, but you've just got to ask loads of questions. Okay, next, Miss Jacobs Teaching has said, when should you start looking for jobs? So kind of, I'd say as of Christmas, they can start coming out. But most jobs, kind of the majority, are after Easter. But they do kind of come out all across the year, really. What I would say, the ones that come out initially at the start of the year, I've always kind of been a bit wary about that. I've had people tell me, you know, if they've come out already at that time of year, that's potentially not a great thing if that teacher knows that they need to leave and they've already handed in their resignation. So it might be an idea, if you see a job that you like, that comes up early, like Christmas, then maybe get in contact with the school and kind of find out why the job is about. It might not be that a teacher's left, it might be for another reason, but yes, sometimes it might be good to just kind of find a bit of background out. But yeah, generally teachers have to give a half term's notice, so the latest that they have to give their notice by is May half term. So, you know, there's still going to be jobs after May half term, because that's when another load will come out, so you've got a lot of time. So yeah, definitely don't panic about it. Don't go for the first jobs you see just because, you know, you feel like you need a job, and you will start to panic because people on your course will start getting jobs and you think, oh no, I need to be getting my job as well, I need to be looking. But you don't have to. There's lots of time, and hopefully next year there will be more jobs about, because this year hasn't been great for getting jobs. I know a lot of people that have struggled, so hopefully next year will be better for you. So Opal Karen has said that once she gets a job, she's kind of scared that she'll forget to do something, like reports, go to meetings, things like that. And has also said, how do you have time to do everything and time for yourself? So I think the key to all of this is organisation. You've got to be so organised if you're going to be a teacher. So having a diary or a planner, or both, like I do, they really help you to kind of keep in check, know exactly where you're meant to be, have all your key dates, everything like that. So when you get your job, what I'm planning on doing is asking for all of the key dates for everything. So I've got that all written down ready, and then hopefully you won't miss anything if it's already in your diary. Also written down, kind of organising your emails is something I think I'm going to be doing. So putting everything into a folder on your email so you know where everything is. It's all easy to access and try and find. To-do lists will save your life. So, you know, everything that you need to get done, put it on a to-do list, then you're not going to forget to do it. And also, as soon as someone tells you need to do something, write it down, get it on that list, so then, you know, it's not going to go out of your mind, you're not going to suddenly forget to do it. In terms of having a work-life balance, I've done a post on this with my friend Miss A, so I'll make sure to link that on here. But kind of the main points I would say is to have time limits on your work. So make sure you have a cut-off point in the evening, so don't work beyond a certain time. Prioritise your to-do lists every day, so I always write mine the night before, and kind of throughout the day think about which is your main priority, what do you need to get done, and what can go to the bottom of the list. Put the things that you love to do, the things that you want to do, like see your friends, things like that are nice and that you want to be doing, put them on your to-do list and put them in your diary so that they can't be moved around and you have to tick them off as well. Work where you are most productive, so that you kind of, when you are working, you're working solidly and you're just getting it done, because that will help you in terms of speed. Yeah, I've done, I think I've talked about this in another video as well, so I'll also try and link that and the post that I mentioned, so hopefully they can help you. So thank you for watching. I hope that that's helped the people that asked their questions, and hopefully some of you as well if you've got similar worries too.